एडमिन की पिन पता है? नहीं नहीं, तो वो किसमें सीनियर्स के उसमें लगा हुआ है? अच्छा, इधर किसी फोल्डर में
Mic there.
आएगा कैसे नहीं?
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, brother. How are you? How's the family? Allah yazikul khair. Allah bless you, inshallah. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you? Say to the whole family, inshallah. Yazikul khair. What's the number?
It's not coming on this.
Okay, go ahead.
Now you have to do what's there.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I'll work it out, inshallah.
Now it's coming on.
Okay. Allah Akbar. Inshallah, communication skills. Here we go. Bismillah. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Allah yazzik khair. Allah yazzik khair. Alhamdulillah, more than good. Allah yazzik khair. Alaikum salam, champion. How are you, man? I see you. Barakallah fik. MashaAllah. Allahu Akbar. Yes. Thank you. Jazakallah khair. Perfect. Allah yazzik anna khair. Bismillah. Okay. Okay. Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasul wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear Islam, and welcome to the last episode of the workshop, marriage workshop, inshallah. Next workshop, we're going to have a parenting workshop, and hopefully that will be next month. So we'll work on having a little bit of a continuity of it. May Allah bless you for your time and being here and part of it, alhamdulillah. So today, we're going to take it home. And we're going to talk about the communication skills. Last time we talked about being part of the solution. Do you remember what it was? Yes. So I don't want you to be part of the problem, but be part of the solution. Maybe somebody can remind me. How do you become part of the solution? Not the problem. Fantastic. Okay, let me remind you, inshallah. So when you come to someone with a problem, you become part of the problem. But when you come to someone with an issue or a concern, then you suggest a solution, you become part of the solution. Yes? I'm not here to nail you, I'm here to help you. Yes? So the defense is not up, and it becomes a totally different conversation. The fences are down, defense mechanism is down, I'm willing to listen, not just defend myself. Because as soon as you start on the offense, it's a survival mode. When the brothers are in the corner, they act like a snake, they bite. Yes? So please make sure that we talk about the sandwich theory. Remember the sandwich theory? Sandwich theory. Okay, remember soft bun, beef, soft bun. So positive, say the beef, positive. Somebody give me an example. Okay, did you budget cut some time? Remind me again. This is the last episode. I'm going to try to finish it off, inshallah. Honey, I have a concern about our finances, but I have full faith in you. You know what I mean? So first, I love you very much. So it's not a person that I'm attacking, it's a behavior. You know how much I love you, but I have a concern about our finances, but I have full confidence in you to be able to get us in the safety for this. So this is how to use it, inshallah. Okay, so we said you come up with a solution, and then you help them implement the solution. So it doesn't just become an issue with we have a problem. Because if you say a problem, that means we don't have a solution. But if I have a suggestion and a concern, that means we can look for a solution. So wording is very important. So it's not an accusation, not pointing a finger. Here's how my suggestion. I'm your end user, so I want to be on your team. Here's what I think how to get out, and here's how I'm going to help you to implement it. You become my partner. Yeah? Enemies and foes are extremely important. So now the summary is your communication skills extremely important. So they've taken a course in Waterloo University just for communication. As I mentioned, professor told me basically, look, eye contact, lean forward, square shoulders, no distractions, repeat some of what I say, make sure that you understand, come up with a suggestion, and he said, I'll give you the certification right now if you do this. So this is the summary of it. So first, when we start, we're going to have to take a chill pill. If you want to talk to somebody, you cannot speak to a person when you're angry. Why? Because shaitan is there. So how do you get rid of that? What's the hadith say? Yes, Sheikh? Right on. Correct. Yes. Let me tell you why the Sheikh is right. He said if you're standing, sit. If you're sitting, lay down. Yes? If it's still there, leave. Insists, make wudu. Okay? Say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem 3 times, spit dryer on your left hand side. All these are basically an RX for your symptoms. Why? You see, when you stand, you're standing to fight. When you sit, your center of gravity is lower. You're not as much in the fighting posture. But when you're laying down, you're definitely not fighting posture. If it still insists, leave it, because khunzub is there. This shaitan just wants to break you up. Okay, guys? So why do you make wudu? Because shaitan is made of fire. Yes? So you put out the fire and make 2 rak'at, sunnatul wudu, he will leave you alone. Because you do exactly the opposite of what he wants to do, so he doesn't want to mess with you anymore. Okay. Now you say 3 times, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, and spit dryer on your left hand side. Anybody knows why? It's the sunnah, we were told. But now you understand why. Research shows it takes about 4 seconds for you to calm down. That's it. After 1400 years of our Prophet ﷺ just telling us to say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. 4 seconds. Research shows it takes you 4 seconds to calm down. Our Prophet ﷺ did not go to Harvard, he did not go to Oxford, he didn't go to all of that stuff. He was taught by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's telling you, if you have any issues, say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem 3 times, spit dry on the left hand side. As I mentioned, make sure your wife is not on the left hand side. You're good to go. So number 1, before you talk, you take a chill pill. Yes? If you think you cannot control your rage or anger, or you're still being furious, please do not discuss anything at this point. Why? You see, we were told the words like a bull coming out of a hole. You can take the bull out of the hole, but can you put the bull back in the hole? Impossible. So our teachers say, you own the word. But as soon as you say it, the words own you. You got it, guys? Okay. So number 1, take a chill pill. Okay. So rule number 1, regarding speaking. Pick the right time. What does that mean? Okay. So it's a World Cup soccer final. This is a good time to play to talk to your wife. You're gonna be distracted, dude. It's the end of get me something. I don't know, soap opera. As the world turns, or All of My Children, or General Hospital. All of that is still on, or when I was a child. Still on? Still on? Oh my God, these guys are like nightmare. They just keep coming back. Okay, so whatever it is that you're watching, or the Bollywood something, it doesn't matter. It's not a good time to talk. That means you have to pick the right time. No distractions. Yes? Cell phones off, pagers off, laptops away. No more gaming, all of that stuff. You're done. Yes? Please pick the right time. Okay, rule number 2. Okay, the way you start is going to determine the way you finish. What does that mean? If you start on the offensive, you're lost the argument, period. If you start going like this, what happened to this guy? He's going to be, first of all, scared. He's going to, and by the way, if you notice, the person you're speaking to will not be listening because they're basically trying to survive. So you can read the person in front of you. So please make sure when you discuss issues, the way you start has a lot to do with the way you finish. Yes? So no offensive words, no accusations, no pointing the finger. Otherwise, they're going to be on the defense, and it's not a healthy way to start. Rule number 3, speak for yourself. Don't tell me how I feel. You don't know how I feel. But you can say, here's how I feel about this. When you do this, this makes me feel this way. You understand, guys? So do not tell anyone, I feel, you don't know how I feel. So don't speak on my behalf. You can speak on your behalf, please. All right, number 4, be short and to the point. So we have something called the KISS method. Hopefully, you'll be doing that after, inshallah. KISS stands for keep it simple and short. Okay? Keep it simple and short. Now, a true story, I was in Australia teaching a course or something. And the sister was giving me a question. She went on for so long, I lost track of what she was saying. It didn't become a question anymore, it became a statement. I had to stop her. Literally, said, I have no clue what you're talking about. You lost me. So please do not blabber on. Make it short, simple, and straight to the point. Rule number 5. It's not safe to assume, and you understand the word what assume makes, right? Yes. It makes Allah of you and me. So do not assume anything. It's not a good idea to assume anything, period. The rule number 6, stop, pause, and listen. This is how I started. So when you actually talk to someone, you're going to have to square your shoulders towards that person. How do you feel if you're talking to me and I'm going like this? Yeah? That means what? You're not important to me. And half of my time is I'm looking on the phone. So you need to stop. That means you also need to stop them from talking. Pause and think about what they said. As you're listening, repeat what they say to make sure that you understood what they said. And verify with them that you're on the right track. And you're also confirming with them that I've been listening. Just make sure that we're on the same page. Rule number 7, move on. Get off the weeds. It means I don't want you to waste your life on one point. So agree to disagree, akhi. It's okay. It's not my way or the highway. The world will not end if you cannot find red velvet cake for your wedding. It's okay. Judgment Day will not be just, you're good. So you have to understand that things that you need to cut your loss and move on. Okay? All right. There's a do's and don'ts, a list, inshallah, I'm going to share with you as a discussion and answer, inshallah. So I'm going to have to, use this puppy. All right, so do stay focused on one answer at a time. Remember, change takes time. So what does that mean, guys? So some of us think that we have a magic wand, right? You're healed. It doesn't work that way. Change takes time. Look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changed us not drinking alcohol gradually. You understand? So there's no 180. If you think you can do 180, you're sadly mistaken, hopelessly naive. First, says that, in alcohol, there's good and bad. Okay? But avoid it, you may prosper. And then he said, don't drink while you're praying, so you may know what you're saying. Then he says it's abominable. From the act of shaitan. Avoid, period. Yes? Okay. And even when the scholar says, because it was a big change from the Arabs, they were drinking alcohol like water. Same thing. So they said if it had done like this, it would have been very difficult for them. That's the hikmah, wisdom behind it. But when it was done, there were rivers in the streets of alcohol. Now, you try to go to the States a few years back when they had that rule, no more alcohol. What did you call that thing? Which one? The prohibition. Were they successful? No. Why? Wrong reasons. Wrong reasons. But when you have faith and you believe in Allah and you know it's haram, you don't have to have a cop all over the place. The khalas is between you and Allah. Number 2, don't get defensive. It doesn't help to resolve issues. All right. Number 1, still, remember I told you, when I talk to people, do you want to change? What do they say? Almost always yes. But always I'm repeating. Who do you want to change? What's the answer? Always. Not one exception. In 30 years plus doing this, not one single person ever told me, I want to change, Sheikh. And that's the truth. They're almost always, I may have forgot possibly one or something. Almost always, they want to change the other person because they think, or we always think that I'm an angel. I'm flawless. Everything else is wrong with the other schmuck that I'm living with, and a person I said yes to. Okay. So when we get defensive, I don't want you to take it personal, guys. I know it's difficult to take. Listen, I'm a guy. I get it. We're human beings. When you get accused of something, you get your defense mechanism up. What? You need to protect your reputation or whatever it is. And especially brothers, I have to admit. Sisters are much easier to come to counseling. Brothers, why? Ego. Are you going to tell me what to do with my wife? Very difficult to convince brothers. Sisters, no problems. Brothers, problems. Because we have this, I'm an alpha male. A man tells me what to do with my wife. Oh. No, Sheikh. I've given you examples before, Abu Hanifa and Umar al-Khattab and so on. So please make sure, nothing personal. I need to get better. Number 3, what to do. Do acknowledge your partner's feelings. What does that mean? I need to validate their feelings. Do you know what a validate the feeling is? Okay. I know how you feel, honey. Okay? I feel your pain. You have all the right to be angry. You know what happens? Everything goes. But if you say, you have no right to angry. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. World War III erupts. My God, man. You have to be smart, boys. Validate their feelings, please. And same with your sisters. You need to validate the feeling. Once you validate the feeling, it's a totally different ball game. So please acknowledge. Yes. Because you cannot defend yourself if you're wrong. You have to take responsibility. Somehow, you need to make sure that you say, yes, I was wrong. And yes, I'm sorry for what I did. You understand, guys? Number 4, do not use guilt to get your way. It's hopelessly, it's not a good idea because it's the emotional blackmail. When you put the guilt trip on someone, it leaves a bad taste. So it builds resentment. And why is that bad? According to research, resentment is number 1 on the list for people not to reconcile. Yes? I did this for you. I resent you. That means if I cannot forgive and forget, it's going to be a very difficult uphill battle. Okay. All right. Do criticize the action or behavior. Remember, I just told you about that. Can somebody explain that to me? What do I mean by do criticize the behavior or the action? What does that mean? Okay. I love you, honey. Go ahead. Right on. Very good. So, you as a person I love, but your behavior I don't accept. That's how you differentiate between the person and the behavior. Very good. Jazakallah khair, ukhti. All right. Do criticize. Okay, so we talked about this. Sorry about that. Do criticize your spouse. Do not criticize the spouse. So actually, it's 2 points. Apologies. All right. Don't dismiss your spouse's feelings. As I mentioned, you need to validate their feelings, inshallah. A check. Do listen to your spouse concerns and offer to help. However, I told you earlier, guys, if your wife is talking to you, what do we think? As brothers. If your wife is coming to tell you something, complaining about something, what do you usually think? She's looking for what? Solution. But is she looking for solution? No. What are you guys looking for? Shut up and listen. I don't want you to be my superman or hero. I'm not looking for solutions. I want to vent. So when your wife speaks to you, just quiet and listen. We get this in Sahih Bukhari. Prophet Muhammad listened to Aisha radiallahu anha long time. It's a long story when she's talking about Abu Zar' or Umm Zar'. This is a very long story. This woman that loved this man even though he divorced her for blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go there. But you understand? But she loved him still. Our Prophet ﷺ listened to her for a long time. And in the end he says, أَنَا لَكِ كَأَبُو زَرْعٍ لَأُمُّ زَرْعٍ. I am to you like that man that his wife left, but I will not divorce you. That's the difference. So please do not interrupt your wife in the middle of the story. Remember why? Remember? Because she has to start all the way from the beginning again. So it's time management, really. Just let her vent. Yes. All right. Okay. So do give your partners don't give your partners silent treatment, because a silent treatment is an arrow of shaitan. So Islam gives you some time you can stay away. Why? To calm down. But after that, it doesn't work. Yes? So my wife and I have a code. If she sees me red, If I go red, she doesn't talk to me because nothing is sinking. Nothing. And if you're Egyptian, you know what that means? It's a commercial. I don't know if you've seen it. This boat is sinking, literally sinking. And they call the Egyptian hotline. We are sinking. We are sinking. And the guy in the Coast Guard says, what are you sinking about? La hawla wa la quwwata. Horrible English. And by the way, if you want to learn Arabic, please do not go to Egypt. They will make you forget the Arabic. We ruined the Arabic world. Okay. All right. So again, don't have my way or the highway attitude. You become a tyrant. We have enough pharaohs, man. Yes? Give me an example. Our Prophet ﷺ listened to his wife. Do you remember when? When? Sulh al-Hudaybiyah. He listened to Salama. Remember the story? When they were denied access to their makeup, the Umrah, and nobody wanted to shave their hair, and they went to Salama, said, okay, you start by example. He listened to her. So please make sure you listen to your wife. Make shura with her. Yes, you have the qawama. I get it. You're responsible fully. But remember, our Prophet ﷺ listened to his wife. He listened to Salman al-Farisi. He listened to others for even at war, plans. So the best of creation, listen to others, akhi. So it's not my way or the highway. It's a sign of a good leader that they actually take criticism. They take, positive criticism. They take if they know they're wrong, it's worse for you to know that you're wrong and continue on the wrong course. It's a strong man that realizes and recognizes that they're on the wrong course and actually changed it. Have a lot of respect for that. Don't be too arrogant to say or conceited to say, I don't know. Or I know everything and all of that stuff. It's fine. You're good. Just make sure you humble yourself. We're human beings after all. All right, do approach each discussion as a team effort to find solutions. I already explained to you. Don't come up with a problem. Come with a condition. Come with a concern or an issue. So what's the difference between a concern, issue, and a problem? I'm giving you the background. Okay. A problem means what? I have no solution. An issue or concern, I'm looking for solution. Yes? It's just words. Okay. Don't make cruel statement. Why? They hurt. A physical pain will go away. Emotional pain, it has a print in your brain. It will not leave. So make sure what you say, especially with them. Their memory, Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah, Tabarakallah. Remember in 1926 when your mother served me leftover food? Huh? They will not forget. So please make sure, do not give them a stick to hit you on the head with. Don't just say words sparingly. Please, emotional beings, they will remember. Yes, they have something called a protected cell. You cannot delete this stuff. Not you, sisters. I'm talking about evil sisters on Mars. I'm just saying. Lastly, do take time if you feel emotionally charged. All right. And as I listen, it took me a long time, wallahi. My wife and I, we do this. All right, we cut our loss. This conversation is not going anywhere. So you know what? We look at each other. It's not the right time. To be continued. And then in the background, you're working out. You're thinking, no, I'm just kidding. So please remember, once you get emotional, shaitan is there. You know what to do, right? Change, leave, make wudu, and all of that stuff. All right. Okay. The dreaded D. If you don't do this, the list that we talked about, you're going to end up here. May Allah help you, Ani. So please make sure you don't end up here. I'm not saying it's haram. I got it. But remember, there are levels. So when a couple comes to me, I do my best to reconcile. But if a brother says, Sheikh, if I don't divorce this woman, I'm going to end up in prison, she's going to end up in morgue or the hospital, I'll go divorce the sister. Wallahi. If a couple comes to me and says, my kids cannot go to sleep, they're having emotional complications, they're having personality issues, they're wetting the bed, I tell them, listen, you're fighting in front of your children. A horrible environment to raise a child in. Guess what? They will be the next abusive husband. They will be the next abusive sister. So if you ever gonna argue about anything, please make sure it's behind closed doors. And never, ever, ever, if you ever get divorced, don't backbite or say bad things about your spouse. Yes? Do the honorable thing. Kids are victims here. I'm usually the defender of the kids. I'm the lawyer for the kids when it comes to divorce. So please, if you get there, here's what you have to do. All right. Find out first the reason for divorce. So, as I said, عرفت الشر لا للشر لكن لتوقيه ومن لم يعرف الشر من الخير وقع فيه. Which means, I want to know evil, not because I want to do evil. I want to learn about evil so I can stay away from evil. Got it? So here's your top 10. Are you ready? The top 10. Number 10. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. You married too fast. The boy is not ready. The sister wants to get the green card or whatever it is. Or wants to get the heck out of her mother and her stepmother's house. And I'm talking about true stories. You think this is true stories. Wallahi. The sister was living in a stepmother house. She just wanted to get out. So she married the first guy that came in right away. Horrible marriage. I know them. So please, don't just get married for the sake of getting married. The brother is seen a bit too much and whatever it is, they can't hold their thing. They just get married. I respect that, wallahi. But don't get married unless you go through the 4x4. Remember the 4x4 in the beginning? And by the way, I've given the my soft copy of the book to Brother Faisal, inshallah. He will pass it on to those who are actually enrolled. Okay, so number one reason for divorce, when a couple gets married too fast. Don't do that. Make sure you go with the 4x4. Remember? Four characteristics you look for the brother. Four characteristics you look for the sister. Four steps before you say I do. The 4 theories I told you about. It's called the 4x4. Okay, very good. Number 2, communications break down. And usually, it's a back home syndrome. So, with all due respect, these are again true stories. The sister gets a little bit older, she's panicking. Her father is panicking, so he goes back home to get a homeboy from the hood to marry a sister that was born and raised here in Canada. Doesn't work, Sheikh. And I don't mean to be negative, wallahi. I know some brothers come here, marry a sister, get their cards, divorce the girl. So please make sure you understand these are the issues that happens and you make sure that doesn't happen to you. All right? So when the communication skills come in, when it comes to, as I said, remember the 3, there is an adult, yes, child, and a parent. So when you have a difference, there is no communication. You need to know what kind of person you are and what kind of person you're looking for in order for you to have a better communication. So what I said, when you talk to someone, do you have a difficulties to keep the conversation going? Or when you sit down and go, oh my God, I'm talking to the hood. He's like, she's my buddy. She's my best friend. That's why I said the best friend that's a lover that wants to go to Jannah together is my best combination. So do you have something in common? Do you have anything, a hobby in common? Yes? So when you don't have it, there's no communication. When the communication breaks down, done. Number 3 reasons for divorce is communication skills. Yeah, that's why I had one whole issue, inshallah, and we talked about it, inshallah. All right. So when the communication breaks down, they say, khalas, I'm not talking, he's not talking to me, I'm not talking to him, and that's it. Shaitan comes in, and the longer you stay, worse it gets. It gets a drier patch. It becomes very difficult to reapproach. So make sure you don't break it down to the fact that you cannot, don't burn the bridge that you cannot come back. All right. Cheating or infidelities. I told you to stay away from the 3 A's. Remember them? Addiction, affairs, excessive anger. Very good. Stay away from the 3 A's. That's where it ends up. So cheating or infidelity is one of the reasons we get divorced. Now, I talked about porn, but believe me, it's in there. Because when the boys get hooked on porn, the expectations are too high. What they were looking at, they will not be able to get from the sisters. Yes? So they start looking outside. I speak to the sisters as, sister, please look after yourself. I tell you to look after yourself too. But usually, I'll be honest, there are certain cultures, I'm not going to mention, certain cultures, after a certain age, for them it's aib. It's disgrace. You want to have sex with me? Well, these are cultures. A sister after a certain age, it's like, you shall not pass. I was told about this culture. I was going, okay, that's horrible culture. I said, are we culture Muslims or are we Muslims? What the heck does it mean, this is our culture? What does that mean? Is this halal or haram? I have proof in the Quran and Sunnah that you're not allowed to do that. No, it's our culture. Forget the culture. These are true stories we had to deal with, Allah. So please, my dear sisters, with all due respect, may Allah bless you. Look after yourself. Don't let yourself run down. As I said to the brothers, same thing, wallahi. I already told you the ayah. وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. I already told you, if you want your wife to look good, you have to look good. You want your wife to smell nice, you have to smell nice. And I told you that. But I'm talking to you sisters, please don't let yourself run down. Look after yourself. Competition is steep. Allah help you, inshallah. I'm not blaming you for your husband cheating or infidelity. As I told you, it's much higher ratio for the brothers than the sisters. Sisters do it too. I already told you that. As I talked about porn, the higher ratio for the brothers and sisters do it too. Why am I pointing the fingers to you? Brothers over there and the sisters. I'm just talking in general, not personal yet. Is that we're good? We're good. All right. Number 4, bedroom boredom. Okay. Look. It is halal to have things introduced to the bedroom. Not other people, things. Because I don't want this to be taken out of context here. You understand? So I want you to have a shot in the arm, especially when you reach 50, especially when you reach 60. Things change. It's just realistically. I already told you that the curve for the man is like this. The curve for the woman is like this. Plateaus and goes down slow. Not us. So you need to make sure that you have a shot in the arm. You cannot afford to have bedroom boredom. You can't afford it. I already mentioned, and again, I'm a gloves guy approach. If you have a basketball, you understand? If it's full, it's just going to keep bouncing. But if that basketball is deflated, it's staying. It's not bouncing anyway. Understand? So please look after each other. I say to the couple, I want you to beat each other's stars, each other's fantasies, each other's whatever it is. Behind closed doors, as long as it's halal, you fulfill every fantasy as long as it's halal. For both of you. I don't want to أنا بنت ناس يعني what أنا بنت الطرطوشي باشا يا باشا يا عم الشيخ الله يهدينا ويهديك what I come from a blah 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 from a family blah 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 yeah what I say halal or haram حقة because unfortunately some cultures we think wallahi one sister did not know the ABCs about the birds and the bees. And her mother took it for granted that she knows what to do on her wedding night. No clue. She was shocked. She was shocked that the brother was going to do this. They were born and raised somewhere else. You understand? So please, I talk about it even though I blush. It's a bit, but I have to talk about it. It's not easy for me to talk about, but wallahi, I have to talk about it because these are true issues, real issues. So please, please, please. I already told you, sisters, 89% of these guys, 89% of men get married just because of that. So if you're going to neglect that, where do you go? You're the only halal thing we have. So please make sure there is no bedroom boredom, please. All right. Okay, loss of autonomy. So when you get to the point, my brothers, if you ask your wife, hey honey, does these socks go with my underwear? You lost your autonomy. You're done. This girl here has you like a doll, like a toy, dressed like you. This. Have you ever heard this? Are you going out with me looking like this? No, what? Just me? You, mashallah, you the man. You the man. So please, what is my favorite? There are 5 types of marriages. What's my favorite marriage? I mentioned it earlier. Let's see who's listening. All right. The 2-car garage. What does that mean, guys? What's a 2-car garage marriage? That's it. You're under the same roof, same house, but 2 individual car garage. It doesn't mean, Sheikh, that you married this girl. She has no autonomy. Khalas, that's it. You own this girl. You lose your friend, you lose your job, you lose everything. Doesn't work that way. And if it doesn't mean that this guy got married, he's just shackled now. Have you heard the ball chain? Please don't be the ball chain. You cannot use when you're coming, you have an air whatever that thingy. Whatever, you have that, you're tagged, you have the GPS thing on you and you have to call her don't do that, please. A 2-car garage door, you have your autonomy, you have something in common, but you still have your life. Once you lose your autonomy, khalas. And let me show you something. Stand up, Sheikh. Yeah. I've given this visual before. Come here. Don't go too far, but just lean a little further back. Lean back a little bit. Yes, there you go. So listen, when this guy leans back, what am I doing? I'm holding. What does that mean? Yeah, if I let go, what happens to this guy? He falls. So that means what? He becomes a what for me? He becomes a burden. I'm carrying the load. Yes? He also becomes dependent. He's depending on me. That's another pressure and stress. You understand? No more of this. More of this together. Yes? I love you, man. Give him a hand. This guy's amazing. I can't believe this amazing actor. The Oscar goes to, what's your name, son? Sulaiman. Are you married, Sheikh? 100% halamit be auctioned off right now. Thank you, Brother Sulaiman. So I hope you don't forget this visual, please. Never lose your autonomy. All right. Money, financial issues. On the list globally, money is number 1. Globally, financial issues are number 1 reason for divorce. And that's why when I tell the brothers and the sisters, please don't start on a shaky foundation. What do I mean by that? When I perform marriages, I've seen the same people 3 times. 3 times. First thing is, what's it called? Mehendi or something, right? Okay. Then it's nikah ni'mati. Then it's rukhsati. Then it's bankruptcy. How many things do you have to do to be alone with this girl? So much. Wallahi, a brother told me, I paid $80,000 for a wedding. You could have bought a car, you could have bought a down payment on a house, you could have started a business, you could have done something else. Blowing $80,000 on one night. And that was years back, wallahi, years back. Guess what? They got divorced a few months back later. And they were poor. So please make sure you have something about your finance. Don't start your life on a shaky foundation. I don't want you to impress people. They will not help you when you still have to pay the bills. Because depression comes in when you pay everything. When the bills come in and you're on your honeymoon. It's a horrible way to start. Alcohol and drugs. I know I talk about it. You say we're Muslims who don't do that stuff. Yeah, think again. Okay, especially whatever. So please make sure this is among the 3 A's. Addictions, affairs, excessive anger. Okay, lack of romance. Our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to give Aisha a nickname. He used to drink from the same bottle. He would tell Khadija, I love. He would have a foot race with her. He would, so much, there's a beautiful love story. Most of us think that Romeo and Juliet, or whatever the guy, I'm dyslexic, so khalas yani. You know what? All these things that we think that they're, this Harlequin books, the guy with the long hair, the six-pack, and all of that stuff coming on a white horse in slow motion, ding, the diamond and the pearly thingy. We live in the Bollywood time. You know this, what's that movie, Titanic thingy? Yeah, everybody. Even though they're going to post it on social media, their husband and whatever, they're doing that Titanic thing, but behind they post it, but in front of people, Ya Ammi, wallahi, it's not that. Don't worry about that, wallahi. So don't lose romance, Sheikh. So what do I tell you to do, guys? I told you the Mayaf theory. Remember the Mayaf theory? MashaAllah alayki. My time, your time, our time, family time. What's your name, honey? Maryam. How old are you, Maryam? 22? How old are you, brother? I'm just saying, you're married. Sorry, dude. So close yet so far. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. Is your husband around? Oh, okay. Okay, he's looking after the good, smart kids. He's just trying to get away from him. I'm happy for you. Tell your husband, that Brother Ala says, hold on to me, there's not too many of me. You can quote me on them. MashaAllah, Allahumma barik, say Allahumma barik, MashaAllah, tabarakallah. So, brothers, make sure you understand, romance rekindles things. We say chemistry ignites, yes? But romance keeps it alive. What does that mean? Okay, I told you before, earlier on, I'm not going to mention the boys. Some of the brothers said, you know what? I told my wife I love you. What did she say? What do you want? Another brother came up to me, says, I told my wife I love you. Says, how much money do you need? Wallahi. And the other brother goes, I told my wife I love you. Says, who are you and what have you done with my husband? The other one says, what's wrong with you? Whether they're telling me the truth or joking, it doesn't matter. But what the reality check is, what does that mean? We as men don't tell our wives I love you enough. What's the research say, brothers? How many times a day does your wife want to hear it? 8 times. 8 times a day. Do you believe it? MashaAllah alayk, Brother Faisal has got. 8 times a day. Did I tell you to say I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you? No. What did I tell you to do? How much? Different times, but how? Different ways. Tell me some. You see the brothers, they're working around it. They're non-committal. Like I get this on. When your wife tells you, honey, you don't love me anymore. What's the answer? Baby, I told you I love you once. If anything changes, I'll let you know. Thanks for praying. What? Okay, so what I tell the brothers, I tell them, I said, listen, akhi, you don't have to tell your wife I love you 8 times. It's a hug, it's a touch, it's a kiss, it's a look, it's a text, it's a flower, it's a breakfast in bed, it's a call, it's a small gift. Even though I'm busy, honey, I'm still thinking of you. This is what I mean. So I already told you that's your foreplay. And some of the brothers think foreplay is just before intimacy. No. Foreplay starts way before that. Allah mentioned in the Quran, وَقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُمْ. Proceed for thyself. I understand that you have to do righteous deeds for you hereafter. I get it. But some of the scholars in the tafsir, وَقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُمْ is your foreplay. Now I already told you that because, look, who drives a stick? Okay, good man. Can you start on the overdrive? No, you have to turn the car on. Warms up a little bit, yes? And some of the mechanics tell you, turn the ignition on and don't do anything else. Let it warm up a bit. Wake up. Then turn it on, hold. Then it's first gear, man. You don't go overdrive. You go first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. You work it up. And with all due respect to Allah, it may be a bad example, but for them to understand, I'm talking their language. Capiche? Okay. But the brothers, as I said, shopping mall, right? You go to shopping, I want black shoes, no shoelaces, size 13. I go in, find the shoe, buy it and get out. I find what I want and get out. They want to browse, Sheikh. They want to try things on, browse, and take different, all of that stuff. Yes? Okay. So please, romance. I already told you what's halal sihr. Our Prophet taught us. What time is Isha? Okay, we'll go a little quicker. So remember, halal sihr, what? Your tongue. Emotional beings, physical beings. Okay, difference in backgrounds. Look, my daughter married a guy from where is he from? He's not Arab. My point is, I don't even, Kurdistan. My son married Syrian. So we didn't stick to Egyptian. Only Sheikh Hossam was Egyptian. You understand? I don't mind that. Why? Because they're born and raised here. Their culture is Canadian. But our problem is with our parents. So backgrounds, different backgrounds. What I mean also Sunni Shi'i. Yes. Different madhab. That also is a different background. You're going to have issues. You want to celebrate the birth of Rasulullah? They don't want to celebrate the birth of Rasulullah. You want to do Husayniyah? They don't want to do Husayniyah. So marry your own kind makes life easier. That's what I mean. Okay. Lastly, all right. Boredom with the person. I already told you to have a common hobby, akhi and ukhti. You have to be a best friend. So have a daily routine. You have breakfast together. You go for a walk together. You go for a swim together. You travel together. But when I get a couple to tell me I go on a separate vacations, I shoot them. First of all, it's haram. Wallahi. They come to me and say, I go on my own vacation. He goes on his own vacation. I go, little closer. Because you're not allowed to do that. Because your vacation is supposed to bond together, not get rid of each other. It doesn't tell me this is a very healthy relationship. Okay. So now that you know, may Allah help yourself. So we'll talk about money matters because number one, here we go. All right. 10 ways to prevent your money from breaking your marriage. Number one, don't set yourself for disaster. I already explained to you how to do that, right? Don't start on a shaky foundation, please. Number two, discuss your demons. All right. I have certain things. So come clean. No hidden agendas. Nothing close. I don't have an addiction. Well, you know what? When they says that you buy a few things, like you have your toys, your cars, or whatever it is. If you ask them, okay, show me your Amazon account. No. So all they have, all their vices. So I'm just saying. No? Okay. All right. So understand your partner's money mindset. Okay. That means you're a saver, she's a spender. You're a saver, he's a spender. You can't. You have to have a common ground. So I always talk about a statement. Don't worry about that. The B word, budget. It's coming up. So discuss these issues. All right. Set your eyes on the same prize. For example, we have a goal to buy a winter home to get out of here in the winter somewhere in Bermuda, for example, whatever. So keep the motive alive. All right. Don't ignore the B word, as I mentioned, as a budget. So please discuss the budget. Stop keeping secrets. No more secrets. No more demons. I married this person. I was in debt $40,000 on my credit card. I didn't tell her. Who's going to take care of the OSAB? Who's gonna? Don't have the secrets and don't have demons. Give each other the breathing room. So we have a little budget. I said, listen, this is what we have. You have this. I have this. You can do whatever you want with this. Yes. So there's a breathing room. You don't have to declare anything and do anything. Whatever you want to do, it's on your own, but this within, inshallah. So the cost per line, that means, $100, don't have to tell me about it. But when it gets to do with $500, well, we need to discuss it. These are big ticket items. Okay, remember the golden rule? Now platinum rule. Don't treat others the way they want. No, treat them like the way you want. It's different, Sheikh. The way they want is a platinum. Because you may be wanting something totally different than they are. All right. Call for reinforcement. That's what I talk about, the specialist. A person that will come in, financial expert, to give you all the breakdown on the inshallah. So I have something else to add on this list. Before we finish on this one, inshallah. This is the last slide. I want you to start something called the envelope theory. What is the envelope theory? I want to buy a TV. Example, it's $1,000. Cool? My budget to save was $100. I'm just giving an example. I'm going to put on the envelope TV. Every month I'm going to add $100 to this envelope. After I get the $1,000, I go buy the TV cash. No more credit if I cannot afford it. Or prepaid credit cards. That means I deposit the money in the credit card, then I pull. I don't do anything else. I don't spend anything I don't have. Okay, guys? Lastly, the chapter happily ever after. Okay, it worked out that way, but don't worry about it. All right. So they can trust each other. So there are certain things between the two of you. If you lose trust, it's like a break when you of a plate. Even if you put it together, there's a hairline fracture. So please don't lose trust by not lying or deceiving or anything else. The trust is extremely important. All right. To take care of the good, bad, and the strong are committed. So you feel that they're committed, you're committed. You take the good, the bad, and ugly, the ABCs, the bags that I told you about. I can't live with, I can't live without, and whatever it is that's negotiable. And number 3, they respect each other. Mutual respect. Doesn't mean that I'm the man, I'm the superior. No, I told you it's responsibility. It's not a rank. Number 4, they're honest with each other. Till death do you part. Literally means that. But remember, we cannot be judgmental if they bury their soul. Number 5, they find joy in the little things. You know what? So my wife likes the certain things of Ferrero Rocher or something. I don't know what it is. So once in a while, I'll give her that. Little things, but it means a lot to them. Number 6, they embrace each other's differences. So don't compete. Complete. Celebrate your differences. 7, they sure argue and always fight fair. So don't worry about who's going to win. Lose the scoreboard, please. Number 8, they have fun even they're doing absolutely nothing together. I told you men don't speak much, but they're happy that you're next to them. Take that as a victory. 8, they cheer each other on. Good, bad, and ugly with flaws, but you know what? I support you. You may have, you want to go to the moon? I support you. I think you're crazy, but I still support you. Okay, number 10. The way they love each other, flaws and all. Yes, nobody's perfect. Please raise your hand if you're perfect. Raise your hand. You're raising your hand. Oh my God, the perfect timing. I said raise your hand if you're perfect, and this guy comes in. La hawla wa la quwwata. A Turkish boy, 100% halal meat again, action right now. He's single. Okay, bro, mashallah. I went to Turkey with this guy. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. All right. They feel lucky that they found each other. You know Allah said that they are the best thing in life. Did you know that, guys? It's a gift. Allah tells you, hiba, Rabbana hab lana. It's a gift, Sheikh. So don't take it for granted. Be grateful to Allah by each other. You are each other's ticket to Jannah together. They support each other no matter what, inshallah, but not in haram. I mean good, bad, and ugly, but not haram. They understand that in sickness and health means that. You know what? You will know your wife if you get poor. You will know the truth about your wife when you get poor. And you know the truth about your husband when you get sick. That's the truth. Right. Islamic perspective. All right, what's your story? That's the last line. Perfect timing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach you guys something to take home. I want you to go home tonight and